Page 22, Spanish dance. No sharps or flats in the key signature, so it's either C major or A minor. Actually, they tell you what the key is in the little box up there. 3/4 time. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And a quarter note gets a count. Eighth notes all over everywhere, and we're moving around. Oh, goody. Right hand first. At the beginning, you have the A minor chord here. 1 and 2 and 3, and then during the rest you come down one key. 1 and 2 and 3, come down again. 1 and 2, and then again. Now it's a G sharp here. It's an E major chord. 1 and 2, and 1 and 2 and then the second line, second major, just cross over for the G sharp here. You're not moving anywhere, just cross over. You get this pattern a lot throughout this piece. Figure it the same way each time. Now in the second ending there, on the second, now you're going to stretch out to the extended position in the here. So it's here, here. Third line, 1 and, it's the chords again like you had at the beginning, except they're broken now. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and. Try and get to where you can move up and down one key on the keyboard without having to look at the keyboard, where you can feel that one key. You have to look at first, but it'd be nice to have that. So forth, let's go to the top of page 23. Now this is a little bit tricky, and there's a couple ways of fingering this. The one in the book is fine. It's here, you're kind of stretched out. And again, we're going to go down the keyboard, one note here, and it's 1 and, then they want scrunch up, put third finger. On the last note of each measure is third finger. Except at the end, you can stay there if you want to, but you got to reach down for the next. Another way of fingering it is just stay there, and here scrunch up but fourth. So it's either 2 or 3 on the last note of each measure. It's up to you on which fingering you use. The fingering in the book is just fine. You can use that. Just make sure it's all smooth and even. Let's go down to the third line here. Again, it's still broken chords. Now we're up here. And they want you to come down fifth again. No, I would prefer on the second and third measure you start with fourth finger. So you're staying in this position. And then here, then reach down. Now you can use fifth finger on the last one because you need fourth again. So it's 4, 4, here. That's how I would prefer to finger that one. And then you just have to reach down. Last line on page 23. The notes are here, but it has an 8 VA over the whole line. So you're going to go up an octave. So you're going to up here. Left hand, well, chords again. Same chords as in the right hand. Coming down one note, broken chord. Isn't this fun? Well, so much for the left hand. Put them together. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and. So in the second line on page 22, you're here to start. And during the rest, the left hand has to come up. Go down to the third line. The same thing. The chords are the same. The pattern might be a little different. These are dotted half notes. Hold them down. Top of page 23. Again, that's it. Rest, rest. Third line down, just another pattern of the same chords. last line, page 23. Remember the 8VA, and that 8VA is above the top staff, so it only applies to the top staff. So only the right hand goes up. The left hand stays where it is. And that last two measures in the left hand, fourth finger on that C, just like they're showing. I like that. That is the fingering for the chord, so that's what we would use. When you can get the notes and rhythms figured out and the hands more or less working together, then get rid of any hesitations you have. So the beat is a steady beat. It can be slow, that's fine, but it's got to be steady. Then we can go back and add in the articulation, and there's quite a bit of articulation in the first line. I mean, you have accents that put a little extra oomph. They're not short, get full quarter note. In the right hand, it's short, bump, bump, bump. Just make sure you get off of this before you play that. That's connected. That's the second line, staccato. Third line down, connect the chords as best you can, and these are slurred. So forth, top of page 23. Now, I disagree with that. That's too choppy. I'd connect the first four measures together. Connect it all together. In the right hand, you just have two note slurs. Third line down. Connect all of this. And again, I would not lift up on these like they're telling to. To me, I just don't like it real choppy. So I connect them all, just like I did in the first line. There. And the left hand is chuck, chuck. I connect the first two notes. It doesn't say anything. There's no articulation for the left hand. I can do anything I want. That's how I typically do it. So forth. And that's the articulation. Dynamics, you're starting out loud, and for the first four measures or so, it's both hands. But except the left hand has accents, so it's now it's soft in the right hand and very soft in the left. And you're going to go moderately loud, whatever that is. And I would come down on the first, this page 22, second line, second measures, the first ending. The crescendo, I come back down and moderately soft and go back up. So so to start the line, you're moderately loud, and then I come down. You don't have to. You can stay moderately loud and go on up to loud. I just think if I come down and go back up, it's more obvious what I'm doing. So that's what I do. Third line, you're soft. Both hands. And then the right hand takes it. And the left hand stays in the background. Page 23, moderately loud here in the right hand, soft in the left. Third line down. Now we're loud in the right and moderately soft in the left. Soft. And the last line, you're just loud the whole time in the right hand. So forth. The left hand, again, keep it in the background. Speed-wise, well, it's allegro. Your allegro, not mine. What do you think? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. What's fast to you? I don't know. It's a dance. People are going to dance to it? I don't know. The eighth notes have to be even and controlled and accurate. So what? Look at the top of page 23 on that. How fast can you play that accurately? That'll tell you how fast you can take it. See that? You find the hardest part of the piece, and how fast can you take that? That's how fast you take the piece. Now you are moving around somewhat in the left hand, or the left hand's a little bit, the right hand you're moving around. So you have to watch out for these things. Look on page 23. At the fourth line down, the first ending, you're here. But when you repeat it, you gotta go up to here. You just lift up and move. It's like the phrase where you lift up, except now you're lifting and moving. It's like taking a breath. Fortunately, the left hand isn't moving around, so you can focus on what the right hand is doing. And then when you go from the second ending there to the last line, you just scrunch up a little bit. You're almost there. You're right there. That's fine. Just make sure you get your hand moved where you got to move it without messing up the beat. That's what counts. Then they've added pedal. Well, you really don't need pedal on this, but okay, let's talk pedal. On page 22, third line down is legato pedal. And on page 23, third line down, is legato pedal for a few bit. And then the last two measures at the bottom is legato pedal. Now, as I said earlier, you don't need pedal on this piece at all. You can do the whole thing just fine without it. But it's nice to have it, I suppose. It connects these notes in the left hand, because we can't connect them without the pedal. I don't know why they want the pedal on page 23 on the third line, but they do. Okay, whatever. However, what you can do is, since these are repeated, you see the first and second endings all over everywhere, and hopefully you know how those work. One thing, see, when you repeat something, it's nice not to play it twice the same way. It would be nice to change something. Well, you can't change anything the music's telling you to do. You got to do what the music's telling you to do, more or less. But if you can find something else, maybe articulation or dynamics or something that you can change just a little bit, it helps to make it so it's not exactly the same thing both times. Well, when you're pedaling these on each of these pages, maybe the first time you play it, don't pedal it. Leave it over. And then when you repeat it, then pedal it. Because that changes it. And the same thing on page 23. It's just an idea. You don't have to do it that way. It's just something. It's just nice to change something when you repeat it, so you don't play it twice exactly the same way. Ugh. And again, it's going to be overlapping or legato pedal. So on page 22, third line, I'm going to push the notes down first and then the pedal. I'm going to hold it down. And when I change it, I'm going to play the notes first and then change the pedal. Lift it up before I go on. I want to hear like a breath. It's a new phrase, so it's so forth. Then it's exactly the same kind of pedaling on page 23 in the third line. Just, you know, at the end, again, overlapping pedal. You're here. And the pedal and the hands come up together. Yeah, that's the pedaling. Please don't copy me on this. This is just one way I might play it one time. I'd play it different some other time. You just make it yours. Learn it and get into the music and make it yours. Then keep in mind, as a dance, you got to keep a steady beat. You can, no hesitations, you can't speed up or slow down. If people are actually dancing to it, I don't know if they are or not, but if they are, you got to keep a steady beat. Yeah. I like to play it with you very slowly to double check the notes and the rhythms. Not going to do any of the dynamics, but I will do the accents and the staccatos. And we're going to do all the repeats. So I'll give us 3 counts. Let's just go over it very slowly together. If you're going to use the pedal, make sure your foot is on the pedal for the whole piece. Don't put your foot on the pedal and take it off and put it on and take it off. 1, ready and go, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and and 3 and repeat. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 3 and two and second ending. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and repeat. 1 and 2 and 2 and second ending. 1 and 2 and 3 and and 3 and repeat. 2 second ending. 1 and 2 and 3 and and 2 and 3 and repeat. 2 and second ending. 1 and 2 and 3 and 2 and 3 and